Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Tuesday, August 13th, 2013. Alright, let's just take a look at the Treasury budget report from yesterday. On that video, I did mention that I never used to look at this, but I find it kind of interesting now. We were looking for a consensus of 96 billion and it ended up being a negative 97.6, which was pretty close to what the expectation was. But let's take a look at what it really looks like on this chart. And here it is. We're looking at fiscal year 13 here, and here is yesterday's number graphically displayed. A little bit worse than last year, not as bad as 2011, and of course 2010 was worse. Just thought you might be interested. Whether you can really draw any conclusions from that or not, I don't know. But anyway, coming back to today's calendar, retail sales, import and export prices, and business inventories are the big ones for today. Jumping right over to the foreign markets, Asia looked really good. Asia looked pretty good here. Everything was up, not shockingly, or not, not in a big way, but pretty solid looking day. And currently over in Europe, we're looking at a very solid bullish day on those markets. So we jump over to US markets for the futures, and we see a nice, pretty decent open with a open up about 1/3% here, which is comfortably bullish. Gold is down a tad this morning. Surprisingly, silver is still up a tad, actually more than a tad. 1% is pretty big. And our oil, light sweet crude per barrel, 107.02. It just popped above the 106 number. Well, how about that? I just saw this pop up too. What the heck does this mean? Oh, economic calendar. Alright, we already looked at that. Okay, let's bring up all of our accounts here. Everything's looking pretty good except for this LinkedIn puppy here. That's going for max loss right now. LinkedIn had a really nice day yesterday. Everything else is doing well, so I won't bother to review that at this time. Maybe we'll end up with a shorter video today. So we're just going to jump right over to the A+ list. Alright, let's recap yesterday. We had an alert on Amazon, so we'll take a look at Amazon, and that was for a bull put. And you can see that the day opened here, or opened down here I should say. Okay, let's look at it over here on the intraday chart. Opened up, alert triggered, and we always wait till 10 o'clock or later, and I didn't come to look at it until later. Let's say probably around 11 o'clock or so, and it was already down, so I took a pass on that one. And also, BIDU alert was also triggered. Very similar day. Big shoot up at the open and then a pullback. So I did not do anything on that one. CF also I had a bear call on that one. Opposite story, actually, opened down and then moved up throughout the day. But the other thing about CF, and I was looking for August expirations, and the thing about CF was when I looked at these Augusts and I looked at the strikes where I could possibly get a delta of 20 on the call side, there was just, I was not going to pick something that was basically almost at the money. The next strike out of the money is not the kind of play that I was looking for on this particular stock yesterday, and that happens a lot with CF or the thinly traded underlines and thinly traded on options. That's relative compared to some of my other ones. This one's relatively thinly traded, especially when you get in the money. All right, and then also Google triggered, and I did get in on that one. See here that we are in here in Google as soon as it comes up here with a short at 900 and a long at 905, and that looks like this on a calendar. So looking at the previous day's highs, closing highs, or just highs anyway, I saw a sort of a support resistance here at this 895. So I put an alert in here. So I have basically this week before this expires. So I'm looking at, you know, the next 4 days or 3 days to see if that one is going to pan out for us or not. All right. Okay. Let's look at the Analyze tab on this. And we did 2 of them. So we're looking for $140 in profit with $860 in risk. Not a real good risk reward, but it's a very short-term trade. And what else? We had Goldman Sachs also triggered, and we were looking for a bear call on Goldman. And it did sort of move right during the day, but when did this one trigger? This one must have triggered later in the day. I closed Visa yesterday too. Oh, I don't see where it, I'm just haven't found it here. Goldman. Oh yes, it triggered right at the open, 24 seconds after the open. And yeah, that's why it triggered. And then it came back up, and I must have looked at it around this time frame yesterday and decided to take a pass on it. So that is that. All right, so back to our A+ list. Apple, we got a nice, very nice move yesterday, nice hookup. So we're going to add an alert on this one up here someplace. I would like to see it break that high that I'm seeing on this chart. It's not any sort of a high that, I mean, there was another high on this chart. Back here, 705 is the high in this time frame. So we're looking at 468. So yeah, we have a ways to go, but I'm talking about this high right here. This is the one that I would like to see it break and hold above. Would we do one for this week? Well, let's see here. Take this one out of here. This is a 465 put that would have worked out. but it would have been biting some nails with that one. Okay, we're looking for a delta around 20, so 460 would be it. That's 2 strikes away. And that's a nice 85-cent credit on that. So if it does go above here, we might have to go up another strike, which means a 465, 460 if we get above this 470. So that would be a nice move, and that's where I'm going to move this, is above 470.06. That sounds good. Alrighty, okay. Back to our list. Amazon. We just sort of looked at this. We had a failed, what I would call not failed confirmation on this. Still could be a candidate today. Where do we want to get it above? We want to get it above here. So make it work for it. Alright, so we have an alert on Amazon. Alright, okay, BIDU. Is it eligible for an alert? Don't like this hook down here. Don't like this, and don't like this, and do not like that, and I do not like that. So can we say, well, this would be a counter trend trade. I'm going to, here's what I'm going to do here. Okay, we got a price level here. I'm going to put something in here and say I don't need to put the words in there because I'm just going to make the color different. And we usually make these yellow, I believe. So that's what I'm going to say, and then let's look at where we would throw one in here for an August expiration. Wow, we got a lot. We can go pretty far. Oh, 139. Oh, this is only dollar. These are dollars. So let's go to 140. Okay. And we'll say 140, sell a vertical. We'll lock that in at 23 cents. Because this is only a dollar spread, so that's pretty. When you just do 140. And we'll say okay. So graphically, that looks very close, doesn't it? But when you look at it here, because they're only dollar spreads and we're way up there, this is nice. I like this dollar spread thing on something that's over $100. It's pretty sweet in my book. A lot of open interest at that level too. Of course, that's a psychological price level. But yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on that one. All right, moving on to Celgene. Of course, it kind of failed here. We may have another counter trend situation here. And our strikes, can we get one at 145? This is another dollar spread one. And we can get one at 144. So let's see if that one would work out. That's 20 cents at 144. Put another line in here. And there you have it. At blinding electronic speed just appeared there. That's all it did. All right, CF. We're pretty flat on CF. Definitely nothing for this week, for this week's expiration on CF. Chipotle. Take this September out. Yeah, we had to go way out into September for some Chipotle. Another potential counter trend trade here. Do we have anything in August? We could go to 410. That'd be pretty nice, I would think. You know, I'm going to put an alert down here, just because I'm seeing so much momentum and trends down here. The 50 is not giving me what I'm looking for, but there is some negativity going on here, I guess you might say. So what are we looking for? Something around, and it won't give me prices here. Let's just go ahead and create it, and then we'll adjust it. 401.89, that looks pretty good. Okay. Alright, this is also a counter trend trade. Alright, I've made a bunch of notes. That's why we're jumping around a little bit here. And if this display does jump, or what you're watching does jump, it's because I hit the pause button. I didn't come back to the exact spot that I left. But I get a lot of, just made a bunch of notes. That's why it jumped. Okay, GLD gold. We have our iron condor on that one, and we had a big gap up yesterday, but as you saw in the futures today, that gold is going to be down a tad. So we're good with that one. Directionally, this might be a spot to go short on gold, but when I see oil moving up, I just have a feeling that gold is going to eventually tag along. Alright, so for Google, I have an alert on here on this bear call right at this level here, support and resistance. So I'm in Google, so I'm not looking to add to it at this point. Goldman Sachs, another potential counter trend trade. I'd like to see the stochastic though back up here a little bit more, not actually below the 20 line and bouncing along zero here. I would prefer it to be back up more similar to right around here, or right around here. So I'm going to take a pass on Goldman for right now. LinkedIn, killing me on this iron condor. But am I seeing anything else here? Pretty powerful move. This would have been a good candidate to get in at a secondary level for a bull put. But we didn't, so there are no entries on this at this time. MasterCard. We failed here. This totally failed to develop for us. Still in an uptrend though, so could this actually be moved over? Well, we could move it over. Let's see what happens. You just never know. And we'll keep an eye on it. Again, like many other underlines, I'm seeing some weakness. Although for the MACD on the weekly, the moving average here, which is a 15 exponential moving average, is still white. So it's still moving up. Netflix. I don't recall looking at this one for a while. Okay, we're in an uptrend. We have a hook here below the 45 for a secondary entrance. Is there anything good left for August? At 250. A little risky, but let's take a look at it. Let's get rid of this one. Punch this one up. See what we come up with. 89 cents. That looks pretty good to me. So I might consider that. So an alert. We get an alert on Netflix at or above 257. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to move it up a little bit more. Give me a little bit. 259. That's pretty good. We're close to it anyway. I'll take that one. Geez, I thought I was going to be finished early today. Sorry. But we're looking pretty good here. At least there's momentum's not leaving. It may be turning around and coming back. And we're good for an August one on that one. Alright. Price line. This is our calendar here. Wow, what a pullback. I didn't even look at this yesterday. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Maybe it's going to come back, fill this gap, and then continue up. We'll keep an eye on that one. But nothing there right now. Panera. Confusing. Up, down, up, down, down, up. Just a little confusing. Not getting a lot of confirmations across the board on this one, so we are taking a pass. Tesla. Also a little bit confusing and disappointing, and coming back to earth after its earnings. How much back to earth is it going to come? We don't know. We don't see anything that's prompting us to jump in on this. This is interesting. The MACD has been above zero for so long on the weekly that it doesn't even show anything below zero. If we back up to here, yes. But right now, it's not showing anything. Very interesting. Very powerful move on that. But nothing for us right now. And last but not least is Visa. August bull put. I did bail on that puppy yesterday. Took about $130 loss on it. Wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad because it was still above the break even at that point. But I decided to close it. And that would have been right around this part of the day here on this candle when I was looking at the market. Okay. That is it for today. We have a couple of different things. Our regular, according to our trading plan, alerts on Apple, Amazon, Chipotle, and Netflix, and then some counter trend trades on BIDU and CELG. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, and happy trading.